We are now here with Mrs Daniela Hildenbrand. She's the head of Counter Unmanned System Solutions at Hensoldt. I hope I said it correctly.
Perfectly.
Mrs Hildenbrand, your experience at Hensoldt gives you a unique perspective on sensor and drone technologies in both commercial and defense sectors. Which sensor technologies are driving the next generation of counter-drone systems, according to your opinion?
Yeah, I think what makes counter-UAS so special is that we're currently in an extremely dynamic cycle of drone technology on the attacking side and then counter-UAS technology on the defending side. And we're in this constant arms race, trying to stay up to date and stay relevant, and to not only be able to defend against the threats of today, but particularly the threats of tomorrow. And that's why we particularly think that for any counter-UAS technology to be relevant, to stay relevant in the future, we are very software-centric. So that's we believe that our Elysion software, we are flexible and we can integrate multi-sensor, multi-effector technologies. So we're usually combining radar, electro-optics, infrared capability, radio frequency technology, acoustics, and in a sensor mix from both within Hensoldt and also from partner companies, both from all over Europe and also internationally, to make sure that we always have the best-in-class partners and technologies to jointly have then fused sensor data information and provide the operator with the best possible operational picture, which he or she will then need to take the best decision on how best to engage. And so we usually say that we do multi-sensor and multi-layer, also in terms of multiple different countermeasures. And there we saw a drastic shift, particularly in the defense world, that we're integrating a very broad range of different types of countermeasures, ranging from soft kill measures in the EW world. We're also integrating physical capture, both ground-based and also installed on net capture drones that are then a bit more agile in engaging up to the full spectrum of hard kill countermeasures. So anything that's remote weapon stations, that missile-based systems, interceptor concepts, and all of these technologies provide a system complexity, needs to be managed, and it needs to be made simple for the operator who has to take extremely important decisions in very little reaction time. And so I'd say combining these technologies right, so finding sensors that provide large, long-range coverage, to have like an early warning component and be able to cover larger areas, also multi-site. And then on the other hand, having cost-effective countermeasures to make sure that the cost per kill when we're engaging with particularly cheap drones or cheap enemy targets on the opposing side, that we can get the cost asymmetry down, and that we can get the most effective protective layer for Europe.
You mentioned earlier, thank you for this response, you mentioned earlier about the future. So let's go right now to the question of AI.
Yes.
How will autonomous systems and AI shape future unmanned aerial platforms?
Yeah. So from my perspective, the very short reaction time that we have, both on the operator on the ground level, take a decision under very little time, and also the cycles in which we have to sort of update and upgrade our systems, make AI and any type of autonomy and enhanced automation the key decisive factor. And so we usually work with partners who already implement AI and other enhanced algorithms on a sensor level to provide us with better processed information for the overall C2 capability. And then on our end, we try what we call it automatic decision support. So we're using algorithms for sensor data fusion, for multi-threat evaluation, for prioritization of targets, and for resource management, allocating all of the available assets to potentially swarms of drones that are coming from different directions in waves, designed in their operational concepts to saturate existing air defense and counter-UAS capability. And so using AI, using enhanced algorithms, and making sure that the systems we are using as a protective layer are as automatic, as legally possible, I think this is going to be the game changer, making sure that we stay relevant and we stay ahead of the threat level.
Things are changing so rapidly and so fast, and we have to keep up with the time, right? Last but not least, and thank you for your insight, Cyprus now operates Airbus H145M helicopters with Hensoldt subsystems, as you may already know. Do you believe there is more room for collaboration with Cypriot small, medium enterprises and Hensoldt on sensors, AI, electronic warfare, or counter-unmanned systems?
Absolutely. I think with the current situation, we are constantly looking for new partners for bilateral exchange on capability. And I think it's now more than ever necessary that we exchange capability and that we find partners who have best-in-class technology and software and hardware and combined systems, particularly in the world of algorithms, to make sure that these are all items that can be added to a toolbox design that we then can use to cater tailor-made solutions for our end customers.
Thank you so much for the interview
Thank you
and
so
for
much
the
for your time.
conversation. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.